Hi guys, I finally got my box of books from BEA. It's been killing me not having it. I brought home a few books, which I showed on a different video, but this is the rest of what I got here at BEA, and I got most of these in like the first 20 minutes. It was absolutely overwhelming, but I got a few other ones later, and I thought I'd go through them real quickly. I was just so excited when the box books showed up today. There's some books in here for my son, and most of them are for me, but one of the first ones I picked up is What I Hate from A to Z by Roz Chast, and this comes out in October of this year, and it just looked really cute, so I thought my son and I would enjoy reading it together. It goes through things that they hate: nightmares, quicksand, you know, rabies, all these sort of fun things from A to Z. So it just looked like a really fun book. And this is, I forget who this is published by. This is by Bloomsbury. Bloomsbury had a lot of really good books out there too. We also went by the Boom graphic novel booth, and they had some really cool ones. They had the Dracula graphic novel, so that's pretty neat looking. And I'm not sure when these come out. These are final copies, so they must already be out. They had the Farscape, which I used to love watching this show, graphic novel. So that looks pretty cool. They had another Dracula novel here, graphic novel. That looked pretty neat. And then at Image Comics, they gave me an issue of this. They recommended this to me since I like urban fantasy a lot. And it's called Hack Slash. It's about a woman, looks like a woman assassin or something. So that should be pretty neat. At Top Cow Comics, they gave me a copy of this called Artifacts, and it looks like a pretty cool fantasy one. So this is the first issue of that. Looks really neat. Then at the Disney booth, they have, I didn't realize Disney owned Marvel, but I know that now. And they had some really good kids ones, which my son is totally into superheroes. He's 4, and Iron Man is Born was one I got for him, and I'm sure he's gonna love that. Then The Art of Epic Mickey, which this is just a little sample of some of the artwork that's going to be in this final book. That looks really neat. I'm just going to go through the pile here. So Brightly Woven, this book's been out for a while. It's from Egmont. I've been wanting to read it. I still hadn't gotten it, and Alexandra Bracken was there doing a signing, so she signed this for me. Chris, a happy reading. I've heard this is a wonderful book, so I'm really excited to read it. I stopped by the Uncle John's bathroom reader. My dad loves these, and I like to read them too. There's just lots of fun miscellaneous facts. So this is Uncle John's bathroom reader. Takes a swing at baseball, so this should be a fun one to read. They're always very funny and interesting. This book is from Scholastic. It's coming out September this year. Everybody's probably heard of it. Wonderstruck by Brian Selznick. He was doing signing, but I didn't get it signed. But it's very cool. He wrote like this big montage of pictures that tell a story, so there's a little bit of story in here, tons of pictures. It looks really, really neat, and I'm very happy I got a copy of it. I'm happy I got a copy of most of these books. Then this was another Scholastic one, Maggie Stiefvater. You know, she writes the Wolves of Mercy Falls, The Linger Forever, those ones. This is the Scorpio races, and it's about I guess it's about 2 people who are in a contest to kill some killer water horses, or capture some killer water horses, or tame them, or something like that. It's supposed to be excellent. My husband's laughing at me because I said I like all these books so much. This is one that was from Poppy Press, and I picked it up because I really like the cover. It's more of a young adult thing, not so much fantasy, just straight young adult, and it's supposed to be about 2 people, 2 17-year-olds who fall in love, and they have all this funny stuff going on with their family and all that. It comes out in February of 2012, Poppy Press by, it's called The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight, Jennifer E. Smith. So I just really like the cover for that. This was another Scholastic one, and I almost had a heart attack when I saw this. I was so excited to get it. This is the final book in the Wolves of Mercy Falls and Forever by Maggie Stiefvater, and I was really, really excited. It comes out in July, so just next month. It is so pretty. It's got this mauve writing in here and stuff like that. This one was a Simon Pauls, and I'm not even sure what this book is about. but the picture is really cool on the cover. It's called Fury, so it's got to be good. This is by Elizabeth Miles. I love the picture of this cover. And it sounds like it's a little bit of a paranormal thing, a mystery. Yeah. Anyways, it comes out August of this year. Excited to read that. This was another one I picked up because the cover was cool. I was trying to only pick up books that I knew I would want to read, but then some of them I was like picking up and trying to read them and people were shoving and pushing, and so I ended up just throwing it in the bag and moving on. This isn't something I would normally read. It's called In Darkness by Nick Lake. Another Bloomsbury book. It's going to be on sale January of 2012, and it's about a Haitian boy who survives this devastating earthquake and kind of about what happened after the earthquake and how he survives it. So I kind of like reading about natural disasters, so I think this will be a really good one. This one I was really excited to get. I keep saying that, but I actually saw this ahead of time that Grand Central Publishing was coming out with this, and I really was hoping I could get a copy of it. This comes out in February of 2012. It's called Peer. It's supposed to be, they're talking about it being somewhat similar to The Hunger Games and other post-apocalyptic young adult novels, and it's got a beautiful cover. It's got Earth with a blue butterfly there. It's supposed to be a coming-of-age story, and I really am excited to read that one too. I stopped and talked to the Orbit guys for quite a while. I love a lot of Orbit books, and Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan is kind of their latest epic fantasy that's going to be coming out. It comes out in October of this year, and it's about a thief named Royce Melbourne and his mercenary partner Hadrian Blackwater, who, well, they work as mercenaries, and then they get blamed for a plot to murder the king, and, you know, crazy stuff ensues. It's supposed to be a trilogy, with the second book published in December of 2011 and then the third book published in January 2012, so should be pretty cool. This one was kind of unexpected. I saw the author standing at the booth, and I haven't read a lot of this is part of the Warhammer 4000 books. This is Soul Hunter by Aaron Dembski-Bowden. It's a Night Lords novel. I haven't read a lot of these. I've read a couple of them. They're always fun, and Aaron was really cool, and he signed the book for me. He wrote his name all cool in there, and very nice guy. I was excited to get this one. This is St. Martin's Griffith, and this was another one I was really looking forward to. Now they're comparing this to Hunger Games too. They compare all these to the Hunger Games. This sounds more like a science fiction romance type thing. It's called Glow by Amy Kathleen Ryan. It comes out in September 2011 this year, so another beautiful cover. They're so good at getting these beautiful covers for the young adult novels. Really looking forward to this also. This is one I picked up because I thought it was like an urban fantasy. Ends up it's not. It's more of a thriller about some guy who gets caught in a maze of neurotechnology and institutional paranoia. Sounds like a thriller. Sounds like it might be too scary for me. But it's called The Devil's Plaything by Matt Richel. It comes out June of this year, and it's a Harper fiction book. Adult novel. So I don't know, maybe I'll read it and really like it. I get kind of scared at thrillers though, so we'll have to see. This is from Bloomsbury. As I said, Bloomsbury just had a ton of books out there. This is Tuesdays at the Castle by Jessica Day George. I love Jessica Day George. She does great fairy tale type things. This one comes out in October of this year, and it's about a girl named Princess Celie, and Tuesdays at the Castle is in the day when the castle adds a new room, and nobody knows what the room in the castle is going to be like. Cute little book. I'm sure it's going to be fun. I just love Jessica Day George's stuff. She always writes such fun stuff. This has an absolutely beautiful cover. It's another Bloomsbury book. It's called After Obsession by Carrie Jones and Stephen E. Weddle. And Carrie Jones, you know, has written a lot of good young adult stuff. And it's about a couple. Amy has violent dreams that are prophetic, and they end up finding out that her best friend's been possessed by a demon, and they gotta try and save her. So September of this year comes out. This is another one I got from Disney Marvel, for my son mostly, but I'm sure I'll enjoy it. It's Thor. It looks really cool. It's actually like an intermediate reader, just starting reader type thing. So it's got some nice color plates in there, and then the writing is pretty simple. So I think that, you know, my son's 4, so he's a little bit too young for this, but we'll read it together, and I'm sure he'll really enjoy it. Now this, I was so excited about this. There were 2 authors signing together, and both of them were signing books I was really interested in. This one's called Awakenings by Edward Lazzolari. Sorry, I probably butchered his name. He signed it for me. It's about a group of people who have lost the last 13 years of their life. They don't know what happened. And so they find out they're being hunted and stuff, and they got to figure out what happened. So kind of a mystery, a little bit of a paranormal fantasy type thing. Released by Tor this September. Tor is another one of my favorite publishers. They just have so many good fantasies and steampunk stuff coming out. This one is by Lev A.C. Rawson. It's Almond of Genius, and he was signing at the same booth as Edward, so that's kind of neat. I got him to sign my book. This is supposed to be a steampunk one about a girl who's trying to get into this prestigious scientific school, and she can't because she's a girl, because it's in Victorian times. So she disguises herself as her brother and ends up in the school, and I think it sounds really good. This was another one I got signed here by, I always get her name mixed up, Cinda Williams Chima. And she wrote in there for Carissa, Never Stop Believing in Magic. And I actually haven't read any of her books, but I have the first trilogy, The Warrior Heir and stuff, and I think I'm really going to like it. And this comes out September 2011, and I know this is the 3rd book in her new series, but I will read it, and I'm excited to read it. This was another one I got mainly for my son, Attack of the Vampire Weenies by David Labar. And I guess he's a famous, I stood in line behind a teacher who really likes him for children's stuff. So she had a lot of good stuff today. And he wrote to Keegan, who's my son, Enjoy. And this guy was so much fun to talk to. Like, he was asking me how old my son was and wanted to tell me that some of the stories are really scary, but a lot of them are really funny. So he was telling me which ones are funny, which ones are scary. He was a really nice guy, and I'm excited to read his book and see what it's all about. And he had a lot of fun swag. So we got the book, and then they got a little postcard, and got a magnet, and even some vampire things. So he had a lot of fun stuff at his booth. Another book I was excited to get, Wildwood by Colin Mella with illustrations by Carson Ellis. This comes out September 2011. A lot of these are September releases. I'm trying to find some of the illustrations. They're really, there's some cute little illustrations in here. And this is about a girl whose brother disappears, and she has to go into the impassable wilderness and try to find him, and runs into all these fantastical creatures and stuff like that. So, and this is the, I guess Colin Mella is the lead singer of the Decemberists, so that's why this book has been getting a lot of attention, but it's got a really nice cover. I like it, and it sounds like a really cool story. This is a Harper Teen one called Variant by Robinson Wells. It's another dystopian fiction about, they're compared to a cross between the Maze Runner and Lord of the Flies. So it sounds really neat. I like dystopian young adult stuff, so I'm looking forward to reading it. I actually hadn't heard of this one before I saw it at the Book Expo, so that was one that was kind of a nice surprise. This was one I picked up at Quirk Books, called Bedbugs by Ben H. Winters. Actually, my husband picked this up. He was there helping me pick some stuff out. It's about this couple who finds out that the bedbugs are more evil than they ever expected, and it's kind of like a horror stuff. I don't know, it might be too creepy for me because I'm already paranoid about bedbugs, but my husband's not sounding interested, so hopefully he'll read it and tell me how it is, and if it's too scary for me, then I'll pass. Fury of the Phoenix by Cindy Pon. Again, I haven't read any of Cindy Pon's book, but it's on my list to read. This was another one that I had signed by her. She had some really pretty swag in here. She's got a beautiful little bookmark and some postcards of the characters. So pretty. And she wrote in here, Carissa, keep reading, keep dreaming. And so I'm excited to read that. I think I showed a signed copy of this earlier that I got right before I left. I also got just an arc of this at the booth. So this is one I'll definitely be giving away because I got extra of it. The Mephisto Covenant by Trinity Fagan. So. And then, this is the last book, massive book, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Price of Freedom by A.C. Crispin. This was another one that we got signed. It was one my husband picked up, To Lyle Enjoy. It's about how Jack Sparrow got to where he was. He used to be a respectable merchant, and this is about how Jack Sparrow got to be a pirate. So it actually sounds like a really good story. It is a absolutely massive book, but it should be fun to read. I'll go through my catalogs and swag real quick. I know this is taking forever. I got a catalog for Simon & Schuster's Children's Publishing. I love a lot of their children's book. So they got Fury on the back, Paranormal Trilogy, Return to Exile, which looks really cool. I'm going to definitely look through here and pick out some stuff that I'm interested in reading. Grand Central Publishing's catalog and Little Brown and Company. I like a lot of Little Brown and Company stuff. They do some great children's books and all that. So Orbit, absolutely love Orbit. They do the Kitty Norville books along with a lot of other urban fantasy. I already showed you I picked up Blood Rights. I am so looking forward to this series. The covers are just absolutely stunning, and it just sounds really great. So, Yin, picked up Yin Press's one. They do a lot of manga and stuff, so I was excited to see what they're coming out with. Dark Horse has their catalog out. Lots of interesting graphic novels coming out. Boom Studios catalog. The Black Library's catalog, they do all the Warhammer stuff and some other game stuff. Marvel's catalog, Egmont's catalog. These are actually a couple just panels that I got through NetGalley from Dark Horse, but I found out about them at BEA. Supernatural Noir, which is a collection of stories about supernatural noir. It's supposed to be an anthology of original tales of the dark fantastic from 20 modern masters of suspense. I started reading this, the first story is by Gregory Frost, and it was really good, so I'm looking forward to reading the rest of that. I also picked up, because I saw it at BA, I got The Last Dragon by Jane Yolen and artist Rebecca Guay. I got that through NetGalley, but I found out about BA, and I also started reading this, and it looks pretty cool too. I've been reading a lot more graphic novels just because they're fun to read and quick. This is the Paizo catalog. They publish like Pathfinder stuff. They also do like Claymore, Paizo, getting corrected. This is all their Pathfinder stuff. They do some games, they do Claymore, a whole bunch of different stuff. This is the Last Gasp catalog, which has some really fantastic artwork in it. So I'm looking forward to looking at some of their stuff. As I said, I've been trying to read more graphic novels, so I end up getting a lot of graphic novel stuff. Swag. A Lightning McQueen poster, which my son is really excited about. A little guide that says For Dummies. Some of this my husband picked up, so I'm like, okay. Post-it notes. This is Permanence Matters. Cinda Williams China bookmark. I didn't get very much swag. I was kind of exhausted by the time, like after the first 30 minutes of getting meshed in this crowd and picking up books, so I stood in the autograph lines a lot after that and talked to people. I got some really cool bags. This was from Stone Art Books. It's this really neat bag. I love bags, so I have to show these. This one isn't so pretty, but it's huge. The Eat Clean diet. Anyways, it's just a really nice huge bag. This is a Wonderstruck bag from that book. It's got some of Brian Selznick's really cool artwork on it. Pretty Books had this really cute little canvas thing with rope handles. I can't remember, this one doesn't have publisher name on it, but this was kind of cute. It had like cartoons on it. This one, I like this one too. This one's got a whole bunch of stuff from New York City on it. It's got like the Empire State Building and all that kind of stuff. Brooklyn Bridge. It's very cute. I'm trying to remember. This was from Chronicle Books. And this was another just ginormous bag from Ingram. So that's all I got. I know I talked forever, but I had a good time, and that was all. I got all those books in one day. So I can't imagine if I'd been there all 3 days, what I would have done. And now I don't know what to read because I want to read all of them. I'm excited about all of them. Now I already have like 200 books sitting around to read, so I don't know. I just got to read faster or something. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me go through my box of stuff. I'll definitely be doing some giveaways and stuff. I want to read a lot of it first, so I may read a lot of it first and then send it on in contests throughout the year. Anyways, I didn't take very many pictures at BEA because, I don't know, I was just overwhelmed and I didn't even think about it. And I wish I had gotten pictures with the authors and stuff like that. If I go next year, I'll be better about that. But it's my first year, so, you know, I'm learning. Hope everybody has a great week, and I will talk to you guys for probably in my mailbox Monday this week. See ya.